Truth or Fate, we're joined, as always, by the big board, by Vedika Bahel. Good evening to you, Vedika.
Good evening.
Donald Trump has said the massive UFC arena that's being built at the White House for his birthday celebrations could potentially become a permanent feature. He's also comparing it to the Eiffel Tower. What's going on? Tell us.
Well, Mark, on Wednesday, Donald Trump posted a TikTok to his official account where he said the enormous UFC arena or octagon that's currently being built on the White House lawn, that he may never take it down, that it could become a permanent feature of the White House. And yes, he did compare it to the iconic Eiffel Tower here in Paris. But I think it's best we take a listen to the US president himself in the video that he uploaded on his TikTok account.
I don't know that in Paris, France, the Eiffel Tower, 1889 it was built. It was supposed to be taken down immediately after the World's Fair. And then they said, you know, we sort of like it. Let's leave it up a little bit longer. And then they said, let's leave it up longer and longer and longer. Well, they never took it down. And, you know, we're building something in front of the White House that's quite attractive to a lot of people. It's going to have the big UFC fight on June 14th. And I'm looking at it and maybe we'll never, ever take it down.
Well, there it is in Donald Trump's own words. Maybe we'll never, ever take it down. Now, his take on the Eiffel Tower isn't quite accurate. Yes, it was initially commissioned to be a temporary structure for the Paris exposition in 1889, but it wasn't, as he said, meant to be taken down immediately afterwards. It actually had a permit of 20 years to remain before it was decided to be kept on because of its strategic value in scientific experiments, but also in radio telegraphy. Now, for about a week now, the massive open-air UFC structure has been constructed on the White House South Lawn for the upcoming UFC Freedom 250. It's set for June 14th, which is also Donald Trump's 80th birthday. But the event is set to also celebrate the US 250th anniversary of the United States. Now, Trump has frequented UFC fights multiple times in recent years, and he's also referenced his longtime friendship with the CEO of UFC, Dana White. But this is set to be the first sporting event actually held on White House grounds. Now, it's not clear whether he's joking about keeping this massive structure at the White House, but he did post this on his official channel. So I guess this one, Mark, we will just have to wait and see.
Indeed. So tell us more about the reactions to Trump's video.
Well, the reactions, to put it lightly, have been lukewarm. Internet users said that Trump was ruining a historical and iconic American building. Others pointed out that just last year, Trump signed the Making Federal Architecture Beautiful Again executive order. Now, this is a fact. This executive order last year dictated that federal public buildings embrace classical architecture to honor tradition and also foster civic pride. So this was something that was also circulating quite heavily. Now, some internet users, the reactions were quite provocative, quite brutal, saying that the White House is a circus, therefore it's fitting if the UFC arena stays in place. Some internet users, in fact, took it a step further, using AI to generate images of the White House as a circus. Now, one regular theme online in these reactions was Americans frustrated by this UFC arena, whether keeping it is a joke or not. They said that Trump is turning the White House into his personal playground while he does nothing to address rising healthcare costs, soaring energy bills, or deliver his campaign promises that got him elected. In fact, even Joe Rogan, podcaster and also UFC commentator, even he has called the White House plans for this UFC event odd, and he's also referred to it as a gimmick. So the construction of this arena, Mark, has been unpopular, to say the least, as well as the idea as well as of making it permanent.
Indeed. Where is all the money coming from? That's one of the questions to ask, I suppose, as well, isn't it? This UFC arena, then, the latest of Trump's plans to try to put his own stamp on the White House grounds.
That's right. There is, of course, his lavish 90,000 square foot ballroom project that has been extremely controversial, mainly because it involves demolishing the east wing of the White House. Now, it is currently on hold after much legal back and forth over the legality of it, but also where the money is coming from and how it will be funded. Now, Trump has made a host of changes to the presidential home, including the complete renovation of the iconic White House Rose Garden that was built in 1913. He's completely replaced replaced the grass, the lawn there, with white stone paving to create a patio space. In fact, the patio space is very similar to what the patio at his Mar-a-Lago home looks like. Now, there's also his love of gold furnishings. I don't think we could go without mentioning this one. The Oval Office has had a makeover of Trump touches since he's returned to the White House. There's gilded embellishments all across the room. In fact, he tripled the amount of paintings on the walls, and nearly all surfaces, as we can see there, are adorned with gold embellishments. And if we compare it to the Oval Offices of previous US presidents, we can see there is a stark difference between them. Now, it isn't just the White House. Trump has also signaled his intention to draw his legacy further than the White House into Washington, D.C. as well. That includes his quest to have the tallest arch in the world, inspired by the Arc de Triomphe here in Paris, also adorned with gold, as we can see there, which would stand over 250 feet tall in the US Capitol. Now, a key agency recently approved a revised design of this particular structure, so it seems, Mark, that he might actually be a step closer to bringing this one to life.